Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into a totally revolutionary blueprint known as the Recovery Companion Project. I want you to go ahead and forget everything you know about standard solitary sobriety tracking apps because we are looking at a completely different design philosophy today. We're talking about a multifaceted recovery operating system. It's a comprehensive ecosystem built around one simple, but honestly profoundly powerful idea. Recovery isn't just one rigid path that you're forced to walk. Recovery is the path that you build for yourself.
So, let's contrast the traditional app approach with this platform's core paradigm shift. Most recovery applications ask one incredibly isolating question right out of the gate. How long have you been sober? But this blueprint? It flips the script entirely. Instead, it asks, who is walking this journey with you? It's a deliberate move away from being isolated day counters and a huge step toward fostering deep, meaningful human connection and holistic growth.
Okay, so moving on to step 1, your recovery goals, step 2, choose your communities, and step 3, build your toolbox. Let's look at how this platform actually hands you the reins to build that personalized user experience step by step. Instead of forcing you through some rigid questionnaire that shoves you into a predefined box, the onboarding process is designed to be totally empowering. Let's explore exactly what happens in each of these 3 foundational layers.
Step 1 is all about having no limits on what you are recovering from. The absolutely crucial takeaway here is that it completely removes traditional gatekeeping. It acknowledges that recovery is absolutely not one-size-fits-all, right? It spans a massive spectrum of human experience. So users can select any combination of things they're recovering from. We're talking alcohol, opioids, gambling, trauma healing, self-harm recovery, grief, you name it. There are literally 0 limits. It immediately tells the user, hey, you belong here, no matter what you're working through.
Now, step 2 perfectly illustrates the platform's inclusive community vision. You aren't forced to pick a lane. Instead of demanding allegiance to just one specific program, the system lets you select as many different recovery communities as you want. Whether you identify with Alcoholics Anonymous, Recovery Dharma, the Native American Wellbriety Movement, secular organizations, or medication-assisted recovery, you can check every single box that applies to you. Absolutely no one is left behind, and no path is invalidated.
Then we get to step 3, which focuses on building your actual toolbox. Instead of just generally saying, I follow a program, you select the actual actionable practices that keep you grounded on a daily basis. You can add a morning smudge, cognitive behavioral therapy exercises, attending a talking circle, or a daily gratitude journal straight into your custom toolbox. Each of these becomes a distinct, reusable tool that the system will remind you to lean on.
The architectural philosophy making all this possible is called modular recovery design. To make a platform this inclusive, the underlying technical infrastructure actually uses something called graph node modeling. Basically, it operates exactly like Lego blocks. This means different recovery concepts are dynamically layered together rather than confining you to a single overarching theme. Nothing replaces anything. Everything just seamlessly snaps together to create a completely custom, unified experience.
Think of it kind of like this. If you choose Alcoholics Anonymous as part of your community, the platform acts as a smart foundation. It instantly populates your daily app experience with specific tools tied to that program. All of a sudden, your environment is equipped with the 12 steps, big book references, a local meeting finder, traditional recovery chips, and daily reflections.
But here is where the magic really happens, especially when we talk about blending those paths. If that same user also adds the Dharma module or the Wellbriety module, the app doesn't overwrite their existing AA tools. It seamlessly integrates those distinct cultural and spiritual practices right alongside them. Your toolbox suddenly expands to include the Eightfold Path, the Medicine Wheel, and smudging, all living harmoniously side by side.
So welcome back. What does your recovery need today? Imagine opening your app and instead of a generic, sterile dashboard, it speaks directly to your unique journey with that exact question. It offers a feed entirely customized to your chosen habits. It might prompt your morning smudge, your AA daily reflection, and your evening gratitude journal all in one place. It gives you exactly what you need, exactly when you need it.
Tracking progress also gets a massive, deeply necessary overhaul here. We all know basic day counting can sometimes induce a lot of stress and anxiety, but this blueprint shifts to something called the recovery constellation. Moving away from standard gamified levels or just staring at a ticking clock, the platform creates a dynamic, growing, living map of personal milestones. You gradually build your own constellation, point by point, creating a highly visual map of your journey.
And what exactly makes up the stars in this constellation? Well, these milestones celebrate real, multi-dimensional growth. Points are awarded for having your first honest conversation, completing a fourth step, attending your first sweat lodge, hitting a streak of 100 gratitude entries, or reaching out and helping another person. It creates this rich personal story that proves recovery is about so much more than just a number. A recovery companion app for the community, by the community, with the community, in the community. This brings us to a core tenet of the blueprint. This design effectively shifts the platform from being just another solitary piece of software on your phone into a true ecosystem, where human connection and shared experience actually become your ultimate tools for healing.
Central to this community vision is the Recovery Circle. Now this is where that modular design really shines for in-depth connections. Just like you modularly layer your recovery tools, you can modularly grant access to the professionals and peers walking with you. You might give a sponsor permission to view your accountability goals, while simultaneously granting a therapist access to specific clinical logs and letting a family member only see public milestones. You have complete, granular control to deepen those crucial relationships safely and securely.
Even the social feed is completely reframed to prioritize emotional safety. Instead of chasing the empty dopamine hit of a generic like on standard social media, this platform uses targeted reactions carefully designed to cultivate genuine peer encouragement. You can respond to someone's milestone with reactions like proud of you, standing with you, sending strength, or respect. It's subtle, but it powerfully changes the entire tone of the network from a popularity contest to a profound space of support.
Expanding these concentric circles even further, the platform acts as an organizational hub. It brings verified spaces, from sober living homes and clinical treatment centers to tribal wellness programs and faith communities, directly into one unified ecosystem. These organizations can actually have their own dedicated portals to share vital resources, post event calendars, and manage group discussions directly with their members.
Connection, not isolation. Mapping local meetings, talking circles, and community meals. All of this community integration culminates in a living recovery map. This practically applies the inclusive vision of the platform by pointing users toward real-world connections. If you're struggling, you can open the map and immediately find local mutual aid meetings, cultural gatherings, talking circles, or even just community meals happening nearby. The emphasis is entirely on pulling people out of isolation and back into the community. Every single feature and module we've unpacked in this explainer is bound together by these core values: inclusivity, compassion, privacy, community, growth, and personalization. These are literally written into the very DNA of the platform's architecture. They ensure that whether a user is mapping a new spiritual path or sharing a deeply personal milestone with a family member, the environment always remains exceptionally safe, empathetic, and highly adaptable. The crucial point here, and really the absolute golden rule of this entire blueprint, is best summarized in a single guiding principle. The app never ranks recovery paths. The platform deeply respects that a sustainable life in recovery looks completely different for everyone. Whether your path is spiritual, secular, clinical, or indigenous, no single philosophy is ever elevated above another. As we wrap up this explainer on the Recovery Companion Project, I really want to leave you with this question. How can technology foster true connection in our most vulnerable moments? What actually happens to the global addiction crisis when tech stops treating users as isolated statistics and starts treating them as vital members of a community? Imagine the incredible ripple effect of a software platform that doesn't just statically track your days, but actually walks beside you, adapts to your needs, and helps you build a deeply meaningful life. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope this sparks some new ideas for you.